Okay, firstly, welcome to the platform to have a discussion. I'm glad that you are here, that you can join me today. I just want to start by firstly asking you to introduce yourself. Who are you and who are you? Who is Hawa Bibi? Tell us.
I'm Hawa Bibi Abrams. I'm 62 years old,
A little bit louder.
and I have 4 children.
Okay, where are you from? Like,
I'm
where are you from? Your lineage, your heritage. Who are you?
I was born in Cape Town, South Africa. My father is from India. My mother was born in India, but she was raised here completely. She was just born there, but she was raised here.
Mm. So you
So
have
she is South African also. My father, but she is her lineage is Indian, and my father also.
so you don't have any experience from where you were really, from where your parents were.
I haven't been in India. I can't say I've been in India, but we are a community in South Africa also with our own culture. So you feel like you are that people
Mm.
because the way we cook, the way they spoke, my parents spoke to their families, they spoke the language
Mm.
and their ways like celebrations and stuff. It was uniquely to how they do it there in India. Or it's inherited like from generations.
Okay. Um, do you think that where your parents are from and where you your heritage is from, do you think it shaped who you are as a person today?
Yes, it's my identity because my parents they love like the culture, the Indian ways and stuff like that. The cooking and yeah, basically everyday life, the way they did things was in a certain code in a certain way.
Do you feel like there's any like clashes between South African culture and the culture that you were born in? Is there anything that conflicts or that you maybe struggle to adapt to?
Well, you feel the difference that only when people treat you differently. Otherwise, you don't feel it. There is people that treat you differently, that look at you differently. That it's almost like you're not accepted or something like that. I don't know how to describe it,
Mm.
but the outside world they view you differently.
Mm. Why do you think that is?
I think it's a lack of knowledge and education.
Mm.
That's what I think. They don't have knowledge. They don't have education.
So they don't understand.
Yes, they don't understand maybe that we are also human like them
Oh,
and treat everybody equal. Stuff like that.
okay, what does a normal day look like for you? What do you
At this
do?
age, or at this age,
Normal day. Every day.
normal day is about cleaning, setting up, cleaning and cooking, taking care of myself, uh, thinking how's my kids that's not staying with me, and stressing about them, thinking about my grandchildren, and as much as I can to, if I can do my hobbies, I would do it. But I'm old now, and my body's not the same.
Okay.
So
What are the most, or give me like one or maybe more than one important things, or what is the most important thing you've learned in life? Something that stands out to you.
yes, I would say my experience I picked up along the way of my life. Mistakes that I made that I regret, or like for instance, if what stands out for me is I shouldn't have. I have so much fear in me, so much fear, and I lost my mother in a very crucial moment. That is when I just before I matriculated, but I was in matric, and I should have just gone ahead and studied what I wanted to study and not what people direct me and force me to do. And I should have asked for help.
Mm.
I should have asked people. I should have asked my father at least, come with me to that and that place because I had fear in me
Mm.
so that I can have a career of myself. I regret that I didn't have a career. I deeply regret because it was my dream.
Mm. And just to ask a little bit about the career, what what was your academic experience or career like?
My school, I finished all matric. In that same year, my mother passed away. We had to move out from our place. Rent was too high. My daddy was alone. He had a small shop. He was alone. It wasn't such a booming business. It was just survival also. And then we had to move, and we had to stay places by people here and there and there. And it wasn't my wish to go to varsity. I wanted to go to a college. I couldn't concentrate
Mm.
because people treat you weirdly when you don't have parents that have expectations of you. They don't understand. Look, the child must study or something like that. They expect too much sometimes, and I couldn't. I think I couldn't cope with it because my daddy wasn't with us and I didn't have traveling money either. So my mind was very confused. I can't focus like that. We were unsettled. We did have a house, but people it was occupied by people, and it took a while for them to give our place, and it was very hurtful. It wasn't a pleasant experience that time for me. It was very unpleasant. My baby sister was very young. She was literally in grade, I think, one, I think she was. And I was also concerned about her. I was the eldest.
Um, is there anything that you've learned that helped you in life that has nothing to do with the school or formal education? Anything that you live by, any piece of advice that you have, that you've received?
I feel like in life you must be careful. You not you can't trust anyone almost. You can't trust. So you must be careful who you speak to and what you speak. Even if it's family members. If you trust the people they will speak over. If you tell them not to talk, and it's very hard because you don't find anyone to trust. You can't carry everything in your heart alone. You do need somebody to speak to. And at this age, I've matured now and my mind is more focused. I know more how to speak and I know what to speak more than what I did before and what not to say, rather to keep things to yourself. There's certain spiritual knowledge that I acquired, and that has helped me a lot, which I didn't know before. I can say for truth, not knowing things, not having knowledge, especially in the spiritual line, not knowing, it makes you very unwise because spiritual knowledge is wisdom, and it we lack that. I would say we lack that, and genuine teaching also is fading.
Can I ask this knowledge, the spiritual knowledge and teachings, how did you receive or acquire some of this knowledge?
In my marriage, to my late husband, he he had certain spiritual knowledge that I've never heard or seen anybody else could give me. So he opened up something for me. It's just like a matchstick, light a candle, like that.
So,
It's difficult to explain it to somebody. It's like explaining somebody if you never eaten chocolate, how chocolate tastes. It's difficult to explain. Spiritual things is difficult to explain because it's unseen. It's not physical. It's purely emotional and it's experience. You can't.
and the teachings were they through spoken words, practice, written? Was it books? Was it
Many things was because of questions that I asked and
so spoken or a
spoken was
conversation?
verbally. It was verbally. It was never on books. It was verbally. And how he used to talk and counsel other people, I used to grab that knowledge and listen. Sometimes he will tell me something, and that is how I acquired certain skills. Like, so for example, if a couple will come now with a problem, that knowledge is born in me, and I will be wise and think how to choose my words so that a flame cannot escalate rather on both sides.
Do you feel like the world no longer values teachings that are passed down through stories
Oh yes, I'm very disappointed because I see the world is changing very fast, and people, especially now with the new phone technology and all those things, youngsters they're just on the phone all the time. But they don't value. They don't value. They make changes. They don't respect what the elder people do, and they cut out all the things saying, oh, that is not necessary because the holy book don't say so and so and so. But they are wrong. They make changes, they split up the community and fall different and make different sects instead of being united and being one. Because those practices these people do keep them on the right path. It was good practices. It wasn't anything wrong. It's like making prayer, it's like respect and things like that. And today's youngsters doesn't respect the elders. The way they speak to elders is like almost like they are on the same level. It's very hurtful and it's not wrong. It is not right. It's wrong. Um, so we elders are adapting to this generation where they don't show any respect. All religions teach good things. It tells you to be respectful to elders and to do certain things and be courteous and things like that. But today, all that is fallen away, and because of seeing things on the programs that you see on TV and phones, all these ugly things they become desensitized and it becomes acceptable. It's like nothing new.
So how do you pass on these things that you know and these experiences? How do you pass this on?
The knowledge out to the kids.
Yes.
I like, for example, for my kids, I train them and I talk to them. I talk to them. And like for instance, when primary school, I used to walk my children to school, and I used to always tell them, just be careful. When you go to school, you will meet up with friends, and you will see things and hear things that are very disrespectful. And don't just make friends and talk. Be careful. All the bad and ugly things come out amongst in school because that is a public space where different people meet. We get bullies and people who speak bad language, people come from different homes, then you get the decent ones. But when you're a child, you don't can't differentiate. You need to do it. You need to warn your children about these things. I used to always warn them, always.
So, um, another thing, do you ever feel that, do you ever experience or feel like people don't listen to you? Or like your
Oh,
voice,
my voice don't
moments
count.
where you felt your knowledge is dismissed?
Yes, I speak with people, but they're not able to capture what I say. They cannot capture what I say. I find this up till today, man. It's almost like people cannot recognize, like the, what I've learned, what I've acquired, my spiritual knowledge. They cannot see value in thee. They don't see the value in thee. So somebody have to understand, somebody have to have received this light, or have to know a certain thing to recognize that the things that I speak that make sense and the value of it. For instance, some of my own kids. Okay, I maybe I can't use an example of my kids because I suppose all mothers feels like that. Their children don't when outsiders talk to them, they will adhere. But when the parents, they take the parents for granted. Then they take their mothers for granted. So when mothers speak, they were born with a mother. They hear every day. But if you teach your child valuable things, certain children, they will teach them. They won't listen or take the advice, but somebody else will teach them the exact same thing, and they will come to you, and you will think to yourself, but wow, I taught you also those same very same things. So they don't listen, and family members also don't see me. They don't see me for who I am. They don't see me.
Do you think that if you had a formal qualification,
Mm,
a career, it
yeah.
would make a difference? And why do you think people tend to value that above other types of knowledge?
You see, spiritual knowledge is not something people draw money from. Mostly the spiritual people, they work hard,
Mm.
and people don't really pay them. But they are genuine spiritual people, genuine. Even on the internet, you will find those highly qualified sheikhs. They have studied the religion. They know what they're talking, and they have experience. They are sincere people. But in the local communities, those people they I see they struggle. I think financially
Mm.
because people doesn't want to really pay them, and they have to find a way. And if they charge, people will look down upon them also. But they need to survive also.
Mm.
They do love what they do. And what I feel is, if I had a career, people would have respected me because career-wise, you are more you feel independent, you feel achieved because no matter who you are, what religion you have, you must be able to earn something. If you don't have a skill, you master a skill to bring your how can I say an adequate amount of income in, then you feel like a failure, especially if you're very sincere to give
Mm.
your kids everything.
Okay, so do you think that the world is at a loss when people only value, or when you can only really survive going through formal education? Or do you think that, how do you feel about the fact that the world has changed so much and become so westernized that things like trading, things that were indigenous to continents like Africa, where people would barter and trade and not necessarily use money systems? Do you feel like the world is at a loss now that we've shifted into this way where money is something that people chase after, losing track of old practices, old, like living together as communities and wealth as family? Do you think that there's a loss there?
I feel that there is a loss. I feel that there is a global change, such a big change that we are dependent on a few people, elite up there, and they are deciding for us everything, which is a very scary thought. It is a very scary thought because those people are not the people that they don't they're not a very, I'm gonna say, I don't think they deal justly because everything, for example, now everything, all the resources, everything are being food, everything are being packaged and sold. Nothing is more in its natural form. So there's a few people that is in control of all of this. And the thing is out of our hands. We don't even in our houses have yards anymore. things is changing drastically, and I'm not able to explain this, but I know in my soul that something is not right, because we get poorer by the day. Our yards is so small, you can't even plant your own vegetables. You can't plant your own fruit trees. You have to buy by the store. The store bought stuff is full of pesticides, and now this new genetically modified food that we eat is unhealthy. It gives us it gives people cancer, and it's so unhealthy. It's a matter of concern. It's very, very, very bad, because the poor stays poorer and get poorer, and the rich is not looking after the poor. Everybody's clinging to their money. So who is there in the world that's going to be just and fair and distribute evenly and see to the poor people?
Okay, and then we're almost done. I wanted to ask, what do libraries mean to you growing up? And
I grew up to learn to find knowledge by reading books, and books come from libraries. But also grown up to learn that you must be careful what you read, because what you read is not always the truth. It's not always the truth. Even in history, you will find this is what I learned and heard. This is what I verbally heard and was given to me by mouth. And like the history of Cape Town, it's not in the libraries. It was withheld from us. It wasn't written down. A big aspect of it wasn't written down. How people came, how Islam came here to Cape Town. It was religious leaders, and how they were promised roses and what they were given and how they were ill-treated. Those are the very people that is buried certain places, sacred places, how they tried to escape to the mountains. They are even buried there, and then um, they were tortured. They were ill-treated. The families were ill-treated.
what are they called?
They are called sheikhs. They are very high. They were the high people, and those things were just withheld and never talked about.
So,
They give you, they feed you with the knowledge they want you to feed with, but they don't give the truth.
so you say these people are still buried in certain places.
Places, yes. I actually don't want to.
Okay, and then do you think that, I mean, you talk about Islam, I wanted to ask how is knowledge passed down?
Verbally. The elders, the learned people, they verbally pass down knowledge. Like, for example, if you're going to learn how to read and write the Arabic language, that same person will usually basically tell you how to. I mean, that was in that days. Even that has changed nowadays. Will teach you how to perform certain things, and the people, the imam in the mosque will like give a sermon and teach the men there and the woman, if they are there also, um, about Islam and how to live like Muslim.
So is that how you learned?
I was fortunate in this way that the school I went to, the academic school, was an Islamic school also. So what they did, what was beautiful about them, the teachers would inform you certain things about Islam, like about our religion and our prophet. And in addition to that, I used to go and tell my daddy about it. And I think he remembered, because he always used to talk to me stories. And if he read the holy book, the Quran, and he will explain it to me, the English. Not
Was
that
that
he
even
knew.
before you could read it?
He would have, I think, the Arabic English Quran, and then he would like to tell me about it. So I grew up in that religious way.
Oh, okay. Then, lastly,
It starts in the school, I would say.
okay, I'm going to ask this: what should never be forgotten? It could be anything that you feel should never be forgotten.
What shouldn't be forgotten?
What do you feel should never be forgotten?
The values that your religion teaches you. The beautiful religious values. Those are core things that you are born with, that will carry you through right through life. It's not taught in schools. Uh, they even cut out the religion also for everybody else with different faiths. Also, they cut out the religion now, and your parents must see that each child's parent must see that they are taught religious value, whatever their religion is, those good values, they must keep it within. Those are very important things. That is what keeps people together.
And then lastly, how would you like your knowledge that you've shared and your story to live on?
That's a difficult question. If anybody can find like that what I speak is knowledgeable and what I speak is right, what I speak is good, for them to remember and the good of it to verbally transfer it over to the ones they love.
I also want to ask, is there any type of knowledge, this is an extra question, is there any type of knowledge, wisdoms, medical knowledge that you've learned that science and books don't cover? Is there anything you've learned in life, any remedies, anything
Yes.
that books just don't cover? And where do you get this knowledge?
Look, the in thing now is about fake foods and real foods, like fake medicine, like drug medicine and herbal medicine. Now, when I was on school already, when I was in high school already, I had this herbal book and I found this book. Somebody gave it to my dad to pick it up and I started reading and it was so interesting to me. It was about the powers of herbs, the medical powers of herbs. And now I see drugs have side effects, but I never had a confirmation of anybody telling me, look, the herbs is the right track. Until now, recently, I found out also on a religious channel on YouTube where they say that in the herb from ancient religious people, God gifted these people this knowledge. This very high people who was very religious and who looked after their religion. God inspired them with this knowledge somehow that they knew herbs and the remedies, and this herbal remedies actually come from that time already on. And in my search on my high school, I learned that a certain person destroyed the books of another person, and it was all about herbs. They destroyed it. Um, I'm not sure about the name, but what's the good name?
Yeah.
I think the books was destroyed. I can't remember who destroyed, but the person's book was. Look, I believe that knowledge came from a certain country and it was distributed. Other people came along, colonized and mixed with those countries, and they took the knowledge and developed it further. You understand? And so I don't want to claim that this person got the knowledge for himself. It's not like that. He might have gathered the knowledge from other authentic people and piled it, but all his books was destroyed. It was Hippocrates. Yeah. I believe that the Greeks took the knowledge because I even heard a sheikh talking about it. Knowledge, I can't remember everything I watched, mate, but knowledge, I, I feel knowledge came to Islam, right? I do believe that. And these people took the knowledge and wrote in codes and transferred stuff like that.
Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to hear you and just learn from the things that you have. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for